Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to Animated Movies Month. And this time we're going to review another DC movie, but this is a cartoon based on a '60s show that came out back in the day. I know you're not a fan of this, Josh. You don't have to leave it in the comments. I know you're not a fan of the show or the '60s movie. I get it. This is based on that. So if you don't like this review, I'm sorry, but I do. This is my review on the 2016 movie, I believe. Yeah, the Warner Brothers 2016 movie, The Return Batman: Return of the Cape Crusaders, starring the original Batman and Robin themselves, Burt Ward and Adam West. May he rest in peace. Now, this was a really interesting movie. Like, there's a, let me just read the back here. Holy mix-ups, Batman. Gotham City's most vile supervillains, including the Joker, the Penguin, the Riddler, and Catwoman, unleash a plan to take over the city and ultimately the world. Kind of like the '60s movie from 1966, except these voice actors are not the same ones from the '60s show because they all passed away except for Julie Newmar. She's the only one that reprises her role as one of the villains. But let's continue. Armed with the diabolical replica ray, the supervillains create a real who's who for the dynamic duo. While it's double trouble with Batman clones running around, yeah, there's one that's a main villain here that it doesn't give a shit about anybody in the city. The real Batman falls under a spell that turns him bad. Yeah, the Bruce Wayne. Can Robin, the boy wonder, with the help from the dubious Catwoman, set Batman straight and free Gotham City from the clutches of fiendish felony? Starring the hit series voice talents of Adam West, Burt Ward, and Julie Newmar, she's the best Catwoman, period. This all-new DC animated class of movie will have fans rushing to the Batcave. Yeah, and it's a lovely nod, a lot of lovely nods to the original 1960s show, and it has a lot of Easter eggs from the Tim Burton movie. Like, he said, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. That's from the 1989 Batman, which I love to pieces. And this is how I first saw Batman when I was a kid. So that's why I have the nostalgia factor. And I watched this show when I was a kid, and this animated movie is very, very good. I love the animation. It's hand drawn. It's not dark and gritty. This is the lighter Batman, and it doesn't. It even has the music. It's got the opening credits with the. It has the same Batmobile. It's got some of the same dialogue from the show. I really like the voice cast that does the voices of these characters. Let me just check who the voice actors are. For Penguin, Joker, and Riddler, because it's not Frank Gorshin, Burgess Meredith, or Cesar Romero. And see, do you see that look of the Joker? That's what the Joker looks like in the new movie in 2019. So if people want to know where that his look comes from, it comes from the '60s shows. Maybe that's why some people are not open-minded about his new look. I am, because I'm like, I like to see a nod of the '60s show because it's the one that started it all. Before you got your Dark Knight or your Burton movies or the Schumacher films or even the freaking animated series, which is one of the best things ever of Batman. This is what the series that started it all. After the '40s, where you had the serials and the comics and everything, but this was the first like Batman in media. Where people can actually watch it on TV. And yeah, it's not for everyone. Josh doesn't like the campiness, the bow, bang, boom, the colors, this was more colorful than Suicide Squad because there's actually jokes that are funny here. A lot of the charm of the original show is still there. The director Rick Morales has a sense of style. What the writers, Michael Jelenic and James Tucker, know the show and they respect the show. They don't shit on it like DC's done with some of their properties in this decade. Uh, and also, yeah, and this is direct to video. This should have been terrible, but it's not. It's really, really classy. And for the '60s show, there's some jokes that don't work. It has a stupid fart joke in it where the Joker bends over and goes, and I'm like, that's not funny, guys. That wasn't funny back in the day. It wasn't funny, in any freaking other comic book movies. It's not funny here. It's just stupid. And there was a sequel made, but that was after Adam West passed away. So here he really does his best, even though he was really old and he was about to pass away. But he gave us a Batman one more time before he died. And yeah, it's like if Kevin Conroy passed away, people will miss him because he's a great voice of Batman. And what else? And tell you if you've seen this, tell me in the comments because I know that you were a fan of this probably. If you saw the original show, Jeff Bergman, he did the voice of Bugs Bunny. He's the voice of the Joker. Uh, William Salyers is the Penguin. I never heard of him. And Wally Wingert is the Riddler. But they have the actual laughs from the show. The quack quack quack, and the Joker is like, woo! I love that laugh. Cesar Romero, rest in peace, man. I miss you. They would have done this if they were still alive, but they should have done this in like the 70s, when they were alive. Jim Ward is Commissioner Gordon, the old Commissioner Gordon. Steven Weber is Alfred. He's always a good character. You have Thomas Lennon, who you know him from 17 Again, Reno 911. He's always a good actor. He's Chief O'Hara, the one that has an Irish accent. See, that's how you do an Irish accent, freaking Dark Phoenix. Why does Jean Grey have a freaking Irish accent? And she's not an Irish character, and yet Chief O'Hara is in this show. And it's a laughable accent. It's like Begorra and the saints be praised and all that. It doesn't bother me because it's a cartoon. Dark Phoenix was never meant to be a cartoon. In the 90s show it was, but this is not about Dark Phoenix. This is about Batman. A much better freaking movie, if you ask me. If you hated Dark Phoenix and you thought that was laughable, see this. This is a lot shorter. It won't rob your time. It doesn't have shitty CGI. The budget was like, I don't even know what the budget was like. I don't know. It's definitely like $1 million probably. But yeah, this is a really good movie, especially if you love the 60s show like I did, and I still do. I have the box set. And they want to do a possible Wonder Woman spinoff of this with Linda Carter doing the voice of Wonder Woman. That would be awesome because she's still sexy to me, even though she's old. I'm like, yeah, I got a thing for older women, guys. Sue me. Yeah, I'll take an older woman over a child any day. Just saying. Revenue. Well, the movie, it hit number 11 on the Blu-ray disc. I got it on DVD. It's fine. There's no special features. Rotten Tomatoes give it a 94%. That's higher than Joker is right now. It says the site's Adam West's groovy interpretation of the Cape Crusader returns in a new medium, popping into the realm of animation, which the animation is stunning, with the irresistible energy of an exclamation accented onomatopoeia. Yeah, whatever that means. Basically, it's a fun movie, guys. Especially if you love the TV series. It's a love letter to that. It's a lot of references, a lot of jokes. As Julie Newmar still sounds sexy. She did something in this cartoon that she didn't do in the 60s show. She finally kisses Batman. Because back in the 60s, I guess it was hard for two people to kiss on screen without it not being a controversy. And it's well done. And, my sister loves Catwoman, so this was a nice uh, nod to her. She loves that character. So, and Batman's my favorite DC character. I love the Flash, but Batman's always going to be my favorite. And Adam West still owns freaking Robert Pattinson. I'm sorry. Bring it on. I don't care what you say about Robert Pattinson. He's not going to be better than Adam West or Michael Keaton or Christian Bale or Val Kilmer or Kevin Conroy or anybody else who's done Batman. Yeah. But this is a really fun movie, and despite it's only 78 minutes long, and there's some jokes that don't work. Like I said, the fart joke is not needed. You don't need fart jokes in DC movies. I think Harley Quinn did that in one of her films. That was dumb. And the premise is good. Is Batman turning evil, like Superman 3, when Clark, when Superman becomes evil and has that evil kryptonite that's not killing him. It just makes him darker. It's not. It's light, and I like that. And it's a lot of love letters to the fans that love the show. I'm one of them. And it should have been in theaters. It had a limited release, but it should have been like a mainstream thing, like the Lego Batman movie, which was hilarious because I love Batman, and that had a lot of references too. And yeah, this is just thank you, Adam West, for doing this before you passed away. You will always be Batman, the TV version, live action, and you gave us a lot of laughs, and you took it seriously. Like the reason why this show worked and this movie works is because Adam West wasn't like trying to be deep and dark. He was, he did his normal voice and had the costume, and he just had some of the funniest dialogue, and he just went for it, and he knew what he was in, and that's what I love about this. The narration is stuff by Jeff Bergman, just like in Gotham City, it's like in the Green Hornet show also did that in the 60s. And Bob Kane will be proud of this. Thanks, Bob Kane, for creating Batman. You will be proud of this more. This is not a shitty movie like freaking Batman and Robin. This is the real Batman and Robin. Yeah, animated, but it's still the real Batman and Robin. There's no freaking back credit card or stupid curses or freaking what was it, bat nipples. No, they didn't do that in the '60s, and they don't do it here. And and the four villains, the four best DC villains, right there in Batman's lineup, just like in the '60s movie, which I adore. And yeah, I'm gonna be gushing about this because I am a fan of this DC property. It's one of the most iconic shows of the past 50 plus years, easily. I did like the Wonder Woman show as well, but I preferred Batman because, it just gave me more laughs and it wasn't as dark. Wonder Woman, there was some episodes that were very dark. But yeah, if you're gonna do a Wonder Woman animated movie, go for it. She's gonna kick ass next year. Gal's still doing a bang up job as Wonder Woman, and Linda Carter's still alive and she's still hot. How old is Linda Carter? Hold on, she's like in her 60s now, but she doesn't look like no senior citizen to me. Oh no. Neither does Julie Newmar, and she's in her 80s. And she has like white hair. Let's see. 68. Yeah, and still looks amazing. This is an older picture of her, but look at that face. Yeah, still attractive. Got some beautiful jeans right there. Let me see Julie Newmar. This is how she looks now. And she's still got the voice. Her voice has always been, she's like the sexiest Catwoman ever. This is a young picture of her when she was doing the Batman series. Awesome face, just natural beauty. Yeah, it's good that she has white hair. She's embraced her mature look now, and Adam West would be proud. He got to do this, and Burt Ward got to do this, and it's a nice nod to something I loved as a kid that they didn't butcher like other properties in this decade. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See this movie if you've never seen it. If you were burnt by Dark Phoenix, if you were burnt by Hellboy, and you think that New Mutants is going to be your cup of tea, see this. This actually got released, and it's fun, and it's a great animated movie from this time. That's not a Justice League movie or Batman or Constantine or whatever. It's just a good old fashioned throwback, done right without remaking it. Sometimes the old fashioned way is the best way. You don't have to change anything. You just have to get new actors to voice the people that passed away. That makes sense, and you don't change it too much. But anyway, this is awesome. Watch it. See you guys in the next review.